You're a wild boy, you know that? You're so fucking wild boy.
I'm a wild boy.
How
I'm a wild boy? You the wild boy.
You big Mike, bro.
This guy.
You big Mike, man.
This guy. I'm just out here trying to be like you, man.
You don't want to be like me.
You don't want to be like
me. You don't want to do that.
Man. Why you say I'm a wild boy?
Because growing up, this might sound funny. Growing up, out of all of us like chilling together, he wasn't the quietest, but she wasn't like too rambunctious. Stefan was always the loudest, the oldest. He knew he ran the spot. You know what I'm saying? He knew he was the oldest nigga in there, so he ran the shit. And I think maybe it just comes from y'all being the preacher's son. I'm surprised, kind of some of the shit that the stories y'all got, some of the shit that just went on.
Really?
I kind of am. Cause I mean, I always thought, like, honestly, I thought growing up, they're gonna be pastors, they're gonna be ushers. That's what I always thought of y'all. I just thought it would fall into place.
Interesting. But
now that we're older and I see how niggas is living, like Stefan do his thing, I never thought he'd marry a white girl. Never thought that.
That's funny.
Never.
That's funny. You know, Adam's dad is a pastor too, right?
Yeah.
Did you feel that way about him?
Honestly, growing up, I thought that little nigga was going to the NBA.
Me too.
I thought he was going to the league.
Me too.
That's my honest opinion. I thought he was going to the league.
His whole family probably thought he was too, because they all being basketball players and him being the youngest of all 7 of them. Like he was, and he went to his freshman year. It was a school called H-Town. It was like a little branch off school, Horizon. I believe they won CIF and played for a state championship as a freshman. Like, imagine if he stayed on that trajectory, like playing for state titles as a freshman.
Well, then again, me and Adam, I mean, we was cool, but we was never like as close as me, you, Stefan, and Derek was. It was even though we all played outside together, it was a different chemistry.
Why do you think that was?
Because I've only been to Adam's house, inside Adam's house, one time. Twice when they moved to the new apartments. But the house they had, I was in there one time. So I wasn't able to see how they functioned. When I came in, I saw how your mom was, how your dad was. And I felt closer to y'all because that was something that I never had. So I was like, these niggas feel like brothers to me. Like, it was a different feeling. I never got to really know Adam like that. Because I was never involved in his house. We played outside. What's up, nigga? That was it. But y'all, I was inside the house eating dinner. We spending the night, nigga. We playing video games. It was a different interaction. You feel me? So
our house was always that house. Our house was always that house.
Spot.
And my dad used to say it all the time, like, your friends come here because they get something here that they don't have at their house. And I for the most part, I knew what he was talking about.
See that?
I knew what he was talking about, but I didn't fully understand. He used to say that, and the other thing he used to say all the time, you boys don't realize how truly blessed you are to have both your parents in the same house. And for me, I used to look at people like Eldrick, who, like, his mom had pretty decent money and his dad had pretty decent money, and they were split. And for him, I looked at it like, this nigga got 2 bedrooms, he get 2 birthday parties, 2 Christmases. Like, having your parents split is kind of lit, is how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Of course, being a naive little kid, like, if my parents would have split, that would have been devastated. But, like, looking at people who their parents were split, I was like, that kind of looked dope to me. But now our house was always the house that was like, everybody come over here. You and I was always closer to you than I was to Adam. But me and Adam were pretty tight. Adam was obviously tight with our family how you were. But similar to you, I've been inside. I could probably count on my hands how many times I've been inside his house.
I've been inside once.
And we lived next door to him for like 7 years. And I never stayed the night at his house, not one time.
See? That's the difference.
But it was different because he had his mom and all those older siblings living in there. For us, it was like, I got an older brother and a younger brother that we pretty much around the same age. And other than that, it's just my parents in the house. And they was gone a lot anyway. So it was like, there ain't a lot of people in here. It's just me and my brother, so we can just bring our friends back here. Yeah. And then also with that, my parents being so heavily involved in church, they was like, nah, y'all kick it here and have your friends come here. My parents really didn't.
Y'all had nice backyard too. We used to do a lot of shit in that backyard.
I stayed the night at your house. I stayed the night at Eldrick's house for his birthday 2 years in a row. But even with that, I stayed Saturday night, Sunday morning. Bro, Sunday morning, my parents came and picked me up so I can go back home and get ready for church. It was like that. So like we didn't really, outside of our friends like from church that
I stayed at my house before too. I can't remember.
Yeah, but that was because my parents knew Miss Jones, knew what type of woman she was. You know what I'm saying? Had developed a relationship with her. Like we never even stayed the night at Tashar's house one time, and my mom knew Tashar's house.
That was Tashar's house, so like.
Yeah, I feel like.
I stayed at that motherfucker before. That's Tashar's house.
Yeah, I feel you.
That motherfucker was wild, but we loved it. We loved it, man.
It had to be a house like that on the block.
We had some good times on the block, man. From Tashar's house to Coco and High Yellow, and just it was fun times in the 90s, bro. It was different. It was different. Like I said, as far as coming to y'all's house, it was different because I never knew what a family bond was until I got to Miss Jones' house. I never knew what having even with her house, I didn't have a dad. I had her. But she didn't have a man. You know what I'm saying? She was, rest in peace her soul. She was by herself. Old lady by herself. But she was sweet. Real sweet. So to come to y'all's house and see like the stuff that I seen on Family Matters and mom, dad, kids, I'm like, yo, this is like real. This shit really do exist. It's not just from like some TV shit. This ain't Family Matters. This is a real family, right? They got the mom, the dad, the kids. So that was my first time ever encountering something like that. I didn't meet my dad until like I was what? I met my dad in 2001 for the first time.
So like right before, so like 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah, like 8th grade, 2001. 2001. That was the first time I ever even like seen him that I can remember seeing him, meet him in person and talking. You know what I'm saying? But even then, that's like a small imaginary configuration, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that was like the first time I ever like got to experience like an actual family. Like the way y'all operated, the way y'all did shit, it was together. You know what I'm saying? Even though your pops didn't take no shit, he was a good dad. He's a real good dad.
And you know what that actually comes from? My parents coming from broken homes. And deciding that they weren't going to recreate that. They were going to break that cycle.
Exactly.
Like my dad actually never met his biological dad.
Never to this day?
Never met his biological dad.
Damn.
Remember I told you how like his biological dad was friends with David Ruffin from The Temptations?
Yeah.
He never met that man. Like never met his biological dad. And then the guy that adopted him, so my granny's husband that adopted him, was like I told you before, used to like beat him and my granny up, and then he ended up leaving. So like my dad used to see his mom get beat up. Like my dad told me one time, he was like I love like just seeing you boys like enjoying high school, like playing sports, doing ASB, going to prom and homecoming and all that. He said because I did not enjoy high school. He was like I came home from school my freshman year of high school. My mom's arm and collarbone was broken, and she had a gash in her head from her boyfriend. He said, and from that day on, for the rest of high school, I feared every day that I would come home and my mom would be dead. So I did not enjoy high school. So for me to like see you boys, like I said, playing sports and going to prom and homecoming, he's like, I was homecoming. He was like, to see you be homecoming king and like really like live it up and enjoy all 4 years. He's like, it's dope because I didn't enjoy high school. I didn't enjoy it at all because I was scared I was gonna come home, my mom was gonna be dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Damn, that's deep right there, man.
And then my mom is the oldest. My mom is the oldest of 7 girls. And she doesn't have the same dad as a few of her sisters have the same dad, but she doesn't have the same dad as any of her 7 sisters. And she grew up in a broken home. You know what I mean? So they vowed, like both of them coming from not the best homes. And then meeting each other, and they decided like, nah, we gonna break that cycle. We gonna stay together, raise our kids.
Them two was meant to be.
Absolutely.
It was meant to be, man.
They complete each other for sure. Absolutely, they do. Let's see that. A nice little trip down memory lane to open the podcast.
I know, right?
That was cool. I like that.
Getting all sentimental and stuff. You know what I'm
cool with it. I'm cool with it.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta well, let's see if you can find a cut of the week while I'm looking for while I'm pulling up my flick of the week.
Cut of the week. Let me see. We go off the head with this stuff, so you gotta excuse us.
Oh, yeah. We said last week, man, we're not gonna be so like, oh, this is what happened in society today. We're just gonna come in here and kick it and talk.
You feel me?
What I'm saying? But my flick of the week this week, is from a photographer here in San Diego. His Instagram is Behind the Lens 94. Everything spelled the normal way. Behind the Lens 94. And the flick is actually the most recent post on my Instagram at the championship. At the Open Division Championship here in San Diego for the boys and for the girls. It was played at Montgomery High School, and I was there, getting videos, taking pictures, and all of that. And while I was I believe it was in between games. It was either at halftime or in between games. I don't remember. But while I was standing at right in front of the media table at half court, just kind of standing there looking around, seeing if I see anybody getting crazy in the stands to take a video or anything going on, just looking around, seeing what I could see.
Yeah.
He snapped a couple flicks at me. And they're dope. I had to post them on my Instagram, bro. This one, it looked like I'm actually like looking in his camera.
Yo, I seen that shit. And I was like, yo, who the fuck took that pic? That shit's clean.
You send them to me.
Because the background blend in with you too. It's like black and like it blends in with the whole. That shit was dope. I seen that shit.
But yeah, Behind the Lens 94 is who took the picture. But if you go to not my Michael Flicks page, my personal Instagram, I am Mike Roan. It's the most recent post on my page. But y'all gonna see it on the screen while I'm talking about it. It's just dope, man. Super sharp. I like the way he edited and blended the colors.
Yeah.
Everything is good, man. You can't see the actual color of my Air Max. You know what I'm saying? You can't see how actually dope my Air Max are in that picture. But the picture's still dope. You know what I'm saying? I like it a lot, obviously. That's why I posted them. Yeah. But yeah, that's my flick of the week, man. Shout out to my guy, Behind the Lens 94. We actually had met on Instagram months ago. That's funny how it happened. But anyway, so we met on Instagram months ago. I just be trying to connect with all the photographers here in San Diego. That's just my personality. And then he happened to be at the game. And I stand on the baseline, like right outside the lane line. But there was fans sitting behind the basket, so I couldn't stand there, so I had to move to the corner. And while I'm getting my spot in the corner, he was already sitting there. But he had a mask on, so I couldn't. And I never met him before, so I didn't know who he was. But I stood in front of him by mistake. I was like, "Oh, my bad, bro. Did I get in your way?" He's like, "Oh no, bro, you good. I'm like, "All right, bet." So I literally don't say nothing else to him for the rest of the night. Keep working and doing my thing. And then what did he say? Matter of fact, I should just read the DM. But he eventually like shot me a DM either the next day or the day after that, and was like, said something about He's like, I think you're Michael Flicks. I think you were in front of me. You asked like, did you get in my way? I was like, oh yeah, that is me. My bad, bro. He's like, oh no, you good. I was like, I gotta formally introduce myself to you next time I see you. He's like, oh yeah, me too, bro. We gotta for sure. We gonna meet. So yeah, it was dope.
I'm gonna say this right now. My man's gets loves in the city. Okay, I done been to games with him. They show him love. They respect him. They know who he is. That comes from the grind and hard work.
Yes.
The grind and hard work, man. Yes. My nigga gets love out here, B.
Appreciate it. And like he said,
come on.
It comes from the grind and hard work. It's 2022.
Yeah.
It's 2022. I've been on these baselines at ABA games, couple JUCO games, and
grinding.
Almost all the high school games since 2018.
Grinding.
Since 2018. It's 2022, and I'm just now to the point where it's just now starting to look like what I envisioned. Shout out to, but I appreciate you.
Certified, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Certified.
Yeah. Let's get into that.
So my cut of the week is going to How to Barber. He's a barber out of San Diego. He cuts in El Cajon at Stay Sharp. He did this picture of Travis Scott. You won't see it right now probably because I gotta send the pic to my boy, but it's Travis Scott, and this look at that.
Oh, that's ill.
He's about to do my next work.
Oh yeah, send me that. We gotta put that in the video so that people can see.
Bro, what he's about. I'm getting my next cut by him. That shit about to be fire. How to Barber out of San Diego, man. Picture Travis Scott. It's real clean. Like the detail is fucking solid. Like if y'all could see it right now, man, you see what I'm talking about. The detail is solid. It's butter. Like it's crazy work, man. It's crazy. Shout out to How to Barber.
Random question for you.
What's poppin'?
Does a grandma need permission to spank the grandkids?
Does a grandma need permission to spank the grandkids? Hell no, because back in the day, your neighbors could spank your kids if they was acting up.
Oh yeah, but you wouldn't let your neighbors today spank your kids.
Not today.
That's what I'm saying.
You talking about the person that made me? If they disrespect you, whoop their ass. No questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in their place, of course. Now, people that do need permission are, I'm gonna say, uncles, aunties, because I've been in situations to where I've heard like someone threaten like, oh, he was about to whoop their ass and da 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 da, you know, and I'm like, hold on, like I would never whoop his kid because I can't, because I'm not really that kid's real uncle like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't want him touching my kids because I would never whoop your kid.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that, yeah, that's different. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like a granny, nah. An uncle, depending on the relationship, do your thing. But if we're not in the same position to where I can't spank your child, don't touch my kid. Don't touch my kid. You know what I'm saying? I say that because that's a testimony to my baby mama's brother. Where she's telling me like, yeah, her Uncle Julius had to whip her ass. I'm like, what do you mean had to whip her ass? Like, hold on, like, you don't hit my daughter? Nigga, I feel like shit. No grown man should be putting a hand on a motherfucking little ass girl. Unless you got permission.
Mm-hmm.
That's somebody's kid. Right? I would never hit your kid, so don't touch my kid. That's how I feel about it. Unless you talk to me physically and get permission from me, like, you know what, nigga? If you got to, do your thing. That's different, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't got permission from me as a man, don't touch my kid, bro. Straight up, don't touch my kid.
Yeah, period.
Don't touch my kid at all. Granny, you can't overrule Granny. She gonna do what she gonna do. She whip my ass too. So I gotta tell her no. She whipped my ass. I can't tell her no.
I agree with that. I felt like I didn't agree before I listened to that, but then I'm putting it on like my situation. So my son he's going through being assessed right now. Yeah, talking about Barron, my 6-year-old son, my oldest son.
Yeah.
He's being assessed right now, but I'm quite sure he has a high functioning autism.
You think so?
I'm quite sure, bro.
Why?
Why am I sure?
Why do you think that?
Just certain things, bro. I could go down the whole list of different things. I'll get more.
He seemed cool when I see him.
High functioning. It's like a functioning alcoholic. Like some niggas is alcoholics, they can't do nothing. They just sit at home and drink. Other niggas, they go to work and come back and get to it as soon as they get back.
Cause I got a nephew that got autism, and Barron don't seem nothing like him.
Yeah, your nephew might not be high functioning. That means like your autism it doesn't make it where you can't live a quote unquote normal life, with all due respect. Obviously, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to my son. I believe my son has autism, but I'll say not normal, typical.
Cause my nephew got autism, and you could tell.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell he got autism. Like,
how so?
Just by the way he acts, the way he talks, certain things he does is like he's just real. He's real like it's almost like. How can I say this with being nice? Cause my uncle not gonna say it, so I'm not tripping. But it's kind of like if you seen my nephew, you would know for sure like he should be in like special ed. Like you know. Mm-hmm. You can just look at him and tell, like.
And see, that's what I'll say about my son, about Barron. After one day in the classroom, his teacher was like, "Oh, there's definitely." And me and his mom, obviously, like me and my wife we already was pretty sure something was going on. But like after one day in class, it might have been 2 days in class. I'm pretty sure it was just one day. His teacher was like, "Nah, I would definitely, if you guys are okay with it, I would definitely look into getting him assessed. There's something there for sure."
After one day,
bro, yeah.
Man, because you gotta give my nigga at least a month. Give him a chance.
Nah, bro. Well, you gotta
base a kid off for one day. That could have been a bad day for him.
Yeah.
Was he just starting school?
He's been in preschool before, and now he's in kindergarten.
That could have just been a bad day for the boy. Come on, man.
It could have been, but as I don't make it seem like a former educator. Like I taught preschool, so I don't make it seem like I was a college professor. Mm-hmm. But as a former teacher, I could understand how a teacher could be with a kid for only one day and be like, "There's something." I don't know if it's autism Like, I don't know, but there's something. Like, there's something. You know what I mean? Because some, like, it's just...
You know what? I feel you on that because, not to cut you short, I feel on that because being a barber, when kids come in, I can tell within like the first 5 minutes, he's a little different. He's a little different from the rest. So I feel you on that. So I got kids that are cool in my chair, and I got some kids that are just like crazy. Like, I'm like, yo, like, what's up with this little nigga? Like,
so some of the things, like with my son, like with his what I believe to be his autism is like certain things, like certain like auditory, like certain sounds he doesn't like. And if he's like we were in a restaurant for I believe my grandma's birthday party in Long Beach one time, and if there's music playing, it's a packed restaurant, and it was just a lot going on, and he just was like the whole time just doing this. And the music wasn't bumping. It wasn't like we were in a club where like the music is boom. It wasn't like that. But there's just a lot of activity, and the whole time he was just like this. You know what I'm saying? And like now, if I don't bring him to games for that reason, but if I have to bring him to a game, or we're going to a restaurant and we know it's going to be like that, like we have earphones, like we have headphones for him that don't connect to him, they don't play any music, but they just put him on his ears to muffle sound so it doesn't freak him out. You know what I mean?
He's cool chilling.
Yeah, and he can chill with the headphones on, and he'll tell you like, yo, I need my headphones, like. I need my headphones. Okay. There's certain things like some things like he has to certain things he has to do repetitively. Like when he's watching TV, he'll rewind the same. He'll put on an episode of Paw Patrol that's 25 minutes long. He'll rewind the same 10 seconds for an hour straight if you don't stop him. For an hour straight, no gas, bro. Maybe 30 minutes. But he'll rewind the same part, bro. And before I used to let him do it because it's like, who cares? Let the nigga watch TV.
Favorite part, let him do it.
Let him watch TV the way he wants to. But then, like, now that his brother's here, his little brother be wanting to watch. He's a year and a half now.
See, I'm not too deep in autism because I never had to research it, so I can't really relate and comment on all that you're telling me. I just know about chilling with my nephew, but I mean, shit. If that's how y'all feel what's going on. I mean, look into it. That's all you can do.
Already have. I spoke to his teacher today when I picked him up from school. He's being assessed right now. So yeah, we'll know pretty soon exactly what's going on with him. But yeah, man. That's actually one of the things that's like that's been in talking to my therapist. That's been one of the things that's been like. I don't want to say causing me stress, but one of the things that I've been dealing with is like my son having autism, and then my wife has anxiety, and so like two of the most important people in my life have like things that like I have to, really really pay a lot of attention to. You know what I mean? So, not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, anxiety, I suffer from anxiety too. Anxiety is nothing nice to deal with. You have anxiety attacks, you feel like you having a heart attack, bro. Like, you feel like you're going to die. I had anxiety attacks and panic attacks. Now, I want to say this, but every time I do, I end up having an anxiety attack like 3 or 4 days later. But I haven't had an anxiety attack in a long time. I know I'm jinxing myself. But that's just nothing nice to deal with, bro. You feel like you're having a heart attack. You don't know what's going on. You can't breathe. Your heart's like... That's nothing cool to deal with. That's just scary.
You take medication for it?
I used to, but I went to the doctor and they were like, "Oh, you're good now." They took me off the meds. Not gonna lie, ever since I moved out of my situation that was giving me anxiety, I've been good. Now I get anxiety if I like smoke too much, like too much weed.
Did you have anxiety or panic attacks growing up as a kid?
Nope. I got them when I got with my baby mama and started arguing and fighting and stressing. Stress will bring it to you.
Wow.
Once I left that situation, no more. Only time I get anxiety now is if I smoke too much weed. Because I get paranoid. Because when I got anxiety, it was off of me like smoking weed. So it'll trigger back something that I've been through. Yeah. So I saw a counselor too. I was at Kaiser. They said we're gonna send you to a counselor, talk to her. He said, "What are you going through in life right now?" I said, "Man, I get off work, I come home. I do my shit at the house. I'm arguing with my girl the other day. It was like, she might be the reason. You might need to leave that situation. At first, I was like, I can't leave my family like that. Nah, like, I'm not leaving my family. Like, I'm not going nowhere.
The therapist said you might need to leave that situation.
Yeah. She said that might be the best bet for your mental health. I said, we fight and argue every day. We get physical.
Did the therapist suggest anything before that?
You said anything before that?
Yeah.
Medicine. She said, you might need meds. She said, but what are you going through? I said this and that. She said, you know what? You might need to leave that situation.
I don't know if that's the help. Obviously, the one.
Look.
She went to school and obviously she was right.
She was right.
She was right.
Once I left that, bro, and I moved here, no more like I was having anxiety attacks daily. 3 or 4 a day, bro. Like I get off work, pull up to the house, know what I'm going to, anxiety kick in. I moved here by myself. At first, it was kind of hard to sleep at night. I was having sleepless nights. Then eventually, I calmed down, respected what it was. I'm sleeping good. Bow. I'm sleeping. Bow. Then eventually, I noticed, nigga, I only have anxiety when I smoke too much weed. Because it triggers something in my body. I don't know why. But it triggers something. When I smoke too much now, I get paranoid. And that gives me anxiety. So that's why you see me take 2 hits, I'm good. I just want to get mellow and leave it alone. If I smoke too much, I start feeling paranoid.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to think about what my reaction would have been if my therapist suggested me leaving my family. I'd have been like, yeah, I need to talk to somebody else.
Well, at that point in time, bro, what I was going through, it sounded like it was perfect. You gotta remember, my baby mama put me through so. I'm gonna say we put each other through a lot, but physically, this woman tried to push me through a glass window, right? Luckily, I caught myself. That's why I got stitches on my wrist, stitches on my arm, stitches on my knuckles, because I almost went through a glass window. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I get to the hospital, they're like, "You're lucky you came. If that cut would have been, a little bit closer, you wouldn't have called. You could have bled." So I got lucky by going. My baby mom was like, "You're good. Just put a towel on it." I'm like, "Nah, nigga, like this is bleeding crazy." I went to the hospital. I got stitched up. They showed me and told me, like, if this cut would have been a little closer here, you would have had to lose your wrist from losing it from it cutting deep and cutting off a vein. Almost lost a wrist, bro. I still got this mark to this day. It keloid up because the stitches were so deep. They almost died over that shit, bro. I almost bled out if I wouldn't have went to the hospital myself. And all she said was put a towel on it. A towel? Like, nigga, I'm bleeding out in about 4 or 5 different spots. Fuck a towel. So I think that the therapist definitely gave me some game by saying you should leave. It's the best choice I made. I'm good now. I'm good. I don't stress. I can sleep at night. Like I said, only anxiety brings me is smoking too much. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's what's up.
Sometimes in order to deal with depression and anxiety, you got to get away from what's depressing you, bro. Or you're not going to get over it. You're going to stay depressed. Mm-hmm. You got to get out of that shit. A lot of people don't realize that. They're like, oh, I'm just trying to make it work. All you're doing is hurting yourself. If it ain't changed now, after what? I was with her, 9, 10 years? It ain't going to change. People are who they are. You got to sit back and realize this is a situation. This is who it is. Okay, boom. If it don't match with you, get the fuck out of there.
And you saying it was like that the whole time?
It was cool for like the first 2 years. Then it just started going bad. The first 2 years was Gucci.
Yeah, I ain't really got no more topics, but I ain't really done with the podcast.
I'm talking about something right now.
Oh yeah, you got something. You did have something.
Yeah, let's talk about people falling out over bullshit. Like, sometimes people fall out over the worst shit, and it's like, over the smaller shit, and it's like, it's nothing. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck right now. I fell out with somebody a couple days ago over some bullshit. A simple misunderstanding. Mm-hmm. So, you guys all know I'm the barber. We in the barber shop, right? My boy is in the corner. He's doing a cut. But the kid is like crying, like, you get crybaby kids, right? I had just got a lineup.
My son's one of them.
I had just got a lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in my phone like this. I mean, you know, I do TikTok and all this shit. I'm making the video. I'm looking at my shit like, boom. But his face towards him. So he thinks I'm recording him and like laughing. He looks over. He's like, damn, nigga. He's like, why are you recording me, bro? I'm like, bro, I'm not recording you. I said, I'm taking a video of my haircut I just got, bro. I even showed him what I just taped. I said, look at my photograph shit, my album. I said, look, it's nothing in there, bro. He's like, how I know you didn't erase it before you came over here? I said, really, bro? I said, come on, man. I said, what would I get out of recording you doing a haircut? He didn't want to respect it. So, any other day when we leave, we all do each other. They dap. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Bow. Barbershop dap. Every barbershop they got this. Bow. He says bye to everybody and skips me and goes straight out the door. I'm like, I said, well, I guess this nigga ain't fucking with me no more, huh? I said, it's cool though. Boom. I go into work today. I see him. Still no response, no talk, no nothing. But I get a haircut. He says I lied to you that cut me. That shit was fire. And daps him up. Goes to his chair. I'm going to give you the energy you giving me, bro. So when I leave, I say peace to everybody but him. You ain't speaking, so why should I speak? I'm not going to start no beef with you, but if you give me that energy, I'm going to give you the same thing back. Mm-hmm. So we're on mutual pages. I'm not going to be an asshole and be like, yeah, nigga, what's up? Nah, you ain't speaking? That's cool. We know what's going on here mentally. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like, people falling out over nothing. Like, I didn't do nothing wrong. I told you I showed you what I was doing. I just showed you a video of me, nigga, talking about my lineup and my haircut. Like, so you want to fall out and not talk to me over a misunderstanding? Because you can't be mad enough and be like, my bad, D. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen the video. I thought you was taking a picture. That's my fault. That's what I would have did.
Right.
I'd have been like, my bad, bro. I thought you was oopsie. Mm-hmm. But he can't do that. So now we fell out. Then that's sad, bro. That's sad. I done party with this nigga. Chill with this nigga. Couple of bitches with this nigga. We had some fun before, bro. Like, and now we just fell out.
Sometimes I feel like me and Adam fell out over.
See, I was gonna bring that up and say you could relate to that.
Sometimes I feel like we fell out over nothing. I guess in the grand scheme of things, you could call it nothing. But I look at it as, okay, you could call it nothing because of how long we've known each other and how good of friends we were. But both of those points is why I feel like his violation was such a big violation. Mm-hmm. It's because it's like, my nigga, you know me. And not even like, honestly, bro, if me and you were to get into it and you said the things to me that he said, in all honesty, I feel like I would be able to forgive you a little faster because while you have known me pretty much our whole lives, we reconnected, I want to say, within the last 5 years or so. Mm-hmm.
Been a cool little run.
That ain't the case with me and him. We've been pretty connected for a while.
Forever.
You know who I am. You know what's cool with me. You know what isn't. You know what I'll tolerate. You know what I won't. You know what I'm saying? And so, while I say that, it's like for you, like you were away from me for a while. It's like you knew me as a kid. We reconnected in high school, but then we separated again. Like I said, we reconnected within the last 5 years. Yeah. So if you were to say some of the things he said, while it would still be a violation, you might not know that you're violating me when you say those things. So that might be something that you could say to your brother or to your friend or to anybody else in your circle or in your circle. But for me, that's not okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so you might have got that off somewhere else. And because we're not that close and you haven't been around me, you don't know that that's a violation for me. But he knew. You know what I'm saying? And so while I feel like sometimes I feel like it's over nothing because what essentially, like what he said wasn't true. It holds no bearing over like me or my life or how I'm gonna move forward.
Facts. I remember what you told me. You said too.
But for me, it's the like you attempted to like completely disrespect me.
Yeah, exactly.
You were trying.
He said something that he thought would dig deep.
Exactly. It didn't. It didn't. Yeah. But what you intended to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so it's like if you shoot a gun at me and you miss, and it's like, oh, well, the nigga didn't hit me. It's like, no, nigga, you shot a gun at me, bro.
He intended to, but he missed.
I can't just call that water under the bridge because you missed. Different. What you tried to do, you tried to really hurt me.
It's not like you jumped me. You tried to kill the nigga.
You tried to really hurt me. Even if you didn't aim the gun at my head, maybe you aimed it at my hip, my leg, whatever, somewhere that wasn't going to kill me. You tried to really hurt me, though. You tried to really hurt me. You didn't. You missed. And with him, I was about to say he missed because I ducked, but not. But like he missed just because the shit that he said wasn't gonna penetrate. But that's not the point. You tried. You thought you attempted to majorly violate me. That's what you attempted to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so again, while in the grand scheme of things, essentially
he went for the highest hit he thought he can get at that time. Like, if I see him gonna be in a bad parent, that's gonna kill him. Like,
yeah. So it's like, come on, bro. Like,
that's dirty right there, man.
I came close to in high school. I came close to fighting this dude at a school across town.
Over some booty?
Because the girl I was dating at the time, my girlfriend, my first love, kissed him at a party, and then he was going around telling everybody that she topped him off. Yeah. And literally, I was about to fight him, and it was like I knew I was gonna
It was your girlfriend?
Yeah. So look, and of course I'm all like sprung in. It's like I said, it's my first love. I'm all sprung in love, the puppy love. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to fight him. The only reason I didn't is because I called my uncle and I told him the situation. I always call my uncles, but like big stuff, I call my uncles. Like my dad is a minister, so he gonna give me the church version, and I appreciate that, and I take it in. But I don't always be looking for that perspective. I don't always be looking for like what the word says. I be looking for just like how should a grown man move in this situation. That's all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes all I be looking for. So I called my uncle, gave him the situation, and he was like, I mean, you can fight him if you want to, but you gonna always be remembered as a dude that fought over a girl.
Mm-hmm. I was just about to say that. It don't matter what you.
He said to me, he was like, I'm not. It sounds like you got your mind made up. You can fight him if you want to. He's like, if you fight him, make sure you win. You can fight him if you want to, but just know if you fight him, you're gonna be forever known as the dude that fought over a girl.
So this is how I see it.
So I didn't do it.
If I'm fighting over a girl, it's because we're married, and a nigga disrespected you. We fighting because of that. I gotta defend your honor. But if I'm fighting because you kissed a nigga and disrespected me, take her. Mm-hmm. She ain't for me anyway. I'm not fighting you, nigga. Have her. Mm-hmm. She gonna do the same thing to you.
That's essentially
in due time, she gonna do the same thing to you.
That's essentially what my uncle was saying to me.
So why am I gonna fight over something that she did? Mm-hmm. She chose to kiss you. She didn't have to. She chose to.
Yep.
I'm not fighting over that. Take that bitch. I want this as a clip.
I got you.
I'm not fighting over that bitch. Take her. Take her.
I got you.
I'm fighting because you disrespected my wife, a loyal one. She told you no. You said some shit like, well, fuck you then, bitch. Now we got a problem, nigga. She said she married. She said she got a dude, and you took it further. So now we got a problem.
Okay, now let me run this one by you. What if you're married, and it's a dude that, what's a good situation? You're married. I'll give you the situation that I had. You're married. The situation I had in high school. You're married, and everybody knows who your wife is, mm-hmm. including the dude that she kissed. that she mess with.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fight him? He knows that's your woman. Do you fight him?
Did she kiss him back?
Yeah, they made out.
I'm not mad. I can't be mad at him. My wife should have knew, bro.
Exactly.
Why am I gonna be mad at him?
Agreed.
She should have knew better.
Agreed.
You did your part being a player. I'm not mad at it. She should have knew. So I can't be mad at you. Cause she should have had enough brain to be like, I got a husband. What am I doing? That's a no. That's her fault. I'm gonna get at her about it. I can't be mad at the man. Cause for all I know, she probably told him, "Oh, I don't got nobody. All right, we broke up." She could have fed that nigga any lie to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
I know you see me with so-and-so. We broke up an hour ago. You never know. So I can't be mad at him. I gotta be mad at her.
I feel it.
Now, if you my boy, you know what I'm saying, and like, that's my girl, and I'm really, nigga? Like, really? You forgot that was me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be mad then. Because now you breaking code.
Let me ask you this. Could you... I don't think it's that big a deal. I think I'm the only one that feels that like so strongly about stuff like that. Could you wife a woman that one of your boys has smashed?
Could I?
Could you or would you?
I probably could. Depending on the circumstances, who she is as a person, because I mean, you might have been a hit and runner for him, but she might be the right one for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People have the power of changing people. Everybody's meant for somebody. And I've always been a one chance kind of person. I don't care what you've been through, I'm going to give you your chance. Till you prove otherwise, then that's different. But everybody deserves at least one chance.
Keep in mind, this is a homie that you still kick it with on the regular. Like, he's part of your inner circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could take that chance because you never know that could be the one for you. It might have been a smash for the homie. It is what it is. You got to think about it. Whether the homie hit it or 10 niggas before him hit it. Somebody hit it before you.
For sure.
That's life. Somebody had it before you. It might have been a homie. Could have been somebody else. So I can't fault him and be like, oh, you hit that. If I'm feeling her, hey, I'm kind of feeling you. Da, da, da. If we vibing, why not? You don't get too many chances at love in this life, bro. You don't get too many chances. So when you find it, you got to take that shit and run with it.
Touche.
Even if the homie had it. He had it, but she make you feel better.
Touche.
She treats you better. So and I'm not going to knock the homie. Fuck that. You had it once. That's cool, nigga. You did your thing. But you know what it is now.
Touche. I got no rebuttal. I got nothing to say to that. Touche.
I'm all about first. Everybody deserves at least one chance, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You put me otherwise, and that's when I'm like, but if the homie smashed, that's cool. He not smashing again.
Feel it. I feel it. It was a good pod, man. I think that's all. I think we good for the day, man.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, I think we good for the
What
day.
time is it? Oh, 9:19.
I think we good for the day, man. I'm liking where the podcast is moving, man. We definitely gotta.
I like being off the top like this.
Me too. We definitely gotta add just a little bit more structure to it. But I'm liking where it's going now. I like it. And see, just maybe I might cut this part out, but when I was like early on when we first started doing the podcast, and I was saying like, what do you want to talk about this week?
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about shit like this. I wasn't necessarily talking about like football, or like what happened with the rappers, or like what happened with the entertainers. I was talking about shit like this. Like he was like, I don't want to talk about niggas falling out over nothing. I was talking about shit like that, and how it was like, can your granny spank your kids? It ain't gotta be shit that the timeline is talking about.
Mm-hmm. Just
some shit that other people like. I look at it like, if me and you had a kickback, if we did a kickback, right, and we got not just girls, but we got people here, and me and you get into a conversation about something, would they be entertained by our conversation? That's how I look at podcasting. Because that's how I try to do podcasting.
So you know what we should do? Let's make a TikTok.
Okay. For the podcast?
Yeah.
Make it.
It's hella love on TikTok.
I'll send you the email. You set it up. I'll run the podcast Instagram. You'll run the podcast TikTok.
Bet. Let's get it.
There we go.
It's way more love on TikTok, bro.
Bet. Well, yeah, man. It's been another episode of the Barber and the Cameraman podcast. I'm your boy Michael Flicks, always in the mix.
I'm D the Barber. Nobody goes harder.
Appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Continue to rock with us. We out.
Yes, sir.